Okay, looks like we are getting there. Bit laggy, but we'll see how it goes. Cool. Guess there's just a delay. Nothing I can really, nothing I can do really, but yeah, it's been a while. Been a while since I've done this. Pretty much just stopped bothering with Twitch, to be honest.
Their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by
With Twitch, there's quite a lot of hassle, and obviously I don't really have a reason to stream to Twitch, so I guess I'm just sticking with this.
I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
Yeah.
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself.
Hopefully
I
everything
heard
looks
about a
alright.
large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer.
Hopefully I'm alright, because
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing
I
the
haven't
train
played
to
a
stop.
first-person shooter in a while, so
Well, I assume the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
oh, but yeah, I'm just glad to be back doing stuff. Honestly, let me tell you, having a back injury is not pleasant.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that ridge. What?
Well, I made my way off unscathed.
Oh.
Came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them. From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Yeah, I'm very rusty at this. But I've started it, so I might as well finish it.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, anywhere I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Oh. But yeah, I'll probably finish this. I'll see how the streams go. If not, if they're not doing great, then I might just put some of the game and stuff away for now.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights.
Yeah, it's.
But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway.
It's just a
So
nice
I was
little hobby
determined to
that
take
I like to
down
do
as
when
many
I'm
of
not
those bastards as I could.
working or making stream, not streams, videos. Speaking of which, I'll be having I will be bringing in
At times it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is
my next video is going to be about World War Z. There will be a bit about So I'm trying not to give too much away in the video to spoil the book, because the book is very, very, very good. So yeah, I'm trying not to spoil that, to be honest.
I kept hoping the law
But
would show up and give me a
I will
hand.
be making
Like that
some
giant
remarks
Pinkerton
about
posse
it, and
that
then
I
I
read
will be
about.
making
Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
I'll be making comparisons to the film and the game, both of which are... Well, the film is mediocre for me, but I do think there's a lot of good... there are some good ideas and some good set pieces, but just
From the Pinkerton?
watching that film...
No, son.
I've got no idea how people looked at that and thought, yeah, that's a good adaptation. That was needed. And then the game is fun. I will say that the game is very fun, but and it does try and do things a bit more like the book, but because it's based so much stuff off the film, it can't really capture what the book was going for. It's yeah, it's enjoyable, but I do think that's probably one of the worst adapted things that I've seen in a while. Even like a what you call him, Uwe Boll, the German director dude who makes like really bad video game adaptations or whatever. Like his stuff is probably more faithful to the material than World War Z was. You know, it's definitely a case of them biting off more than they could chew. Oh, I hope I don't die here. So yeah, that'll be coming out. Should be coming out soon. See, the thing is about having a part-time hobby is you don't know when
Once I silenced all
you're
those
going
guns,
to
I went searching for my nemesis,
do stuff.
determined to finally
Really,
have my
I'm just sort of
justice.
winging it at the
But only
moment. But
survivor who welcomed me
yeah,
was George
I'll
Flat
try and
Nose
get that
Curly.
out in
Who's
like
he?
the next day, 2 days,
The
something like
fastest
that.
gun in the gang.
Depends.
Right after
To be
Sundance,
honest, it mostly just depends on
And Kid Curry.
copyright
And maybe Elsie
issues.
Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
With the movie. So
On that very
So
same
yeah,
day, Butch
I'll.
Cassidy
Oh
and the
wow, I
Sundance
actually
Kid
did.
decided to
I
leave
did
the
that
Wild
duel
Bunch behind
completely
and
fine.
decamp
That's
for
cool.
South America. They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Just sorry about that. I had to go on mute. Inferior, hello. You seem to be the only person, but that's it's nice to know that someone's watching live.
So I took to their trail.
Loved yours.
I was still in pursuit of my
Thank
brother's
you.
killer, and I he was back with
Yeah,
him.
the Scorn one. So the thing about Scorn was, I heard it was a very, I heard it was a decent game, and I had some good story elements and like the art design and that. But the thing is,
I tracked those boys to a camp right
at the end of the
Parachute,
day,
Colorado.
they are games. So, of course, you can have games that have great stories, but
I didn't bother with the warning shot.
bad gameplay.
I just started taking those
And, you know, they can still be enjoyable. But for me, Scorn just didn't have much to offer as a game. Like even for a walking simulator. Scorn.
I could sense them close by, however.
See, if they just stuck with a walking simulator that had puzzles, or a first-person shooter that had puzzles, that would have been fine. But they made like a walking simulator first-person shooter puzzle game, and the thing about that is, like I said in my video, it's you've walking simulators, you go slow so that you can you know, observe the world around, have a look around, see your surroundings, and you know, take in all the atmosphere. And you can, you know, obviously it depends which game, but sometimes there'll be a lot of dialogue and a lot of audio logs, and then sometimes you've just got like visual clues. So you really need to sort of have a good look around and take in the atmosphere of the game. But you can't do that when you've also got a horde of monsters trying to... Well, that didn't go well. But yeah, you can't really do that when you've got a horde of monsters trying to kill you at the same time. You can't take in the atmosphere when you've got globs of acid being fired at you. So, but
the bridge was rigged with
dynamite,
so I decided I'd best be careful confronting
the concept of Scorn, like I mentioned, it's it is a very unique idea, just that people were, you know, this elite society built their machinery out of other living beings, and then they ruined the world trying to get to this utopia, and then they did reach this utopia, and then they just left everyone else to die. Like, that is a really good basis for a story. I just wish there was more to the story than just your character wants to escape, so he just keeps climbing, you know? It'd be nice to see some other perspectives, maybe perspectives from the elite.
I decided I might as well remove the other one.
No, that just... You don't really get that.
I figured I'd find my way from there.
There's a Scorn artwork. Ah, well, you see, the thing is, I'm more than happy to look at other stuff that expands on the world, but if it's just an art book, then if it's like an art book that's got like necessary information to understand things, like that's stuff that should be in your game. Like, you need... I knew basically nothing about the world I was in besides the obvious, so... It would have been nice knowing, even like what your species is called. That would have been a good start, but... It doesn't tell you that, it just calls you Scorn Guy or whatever. You know, not everything needs to be written down and explained to you. You know, you can get some very obvious visual clues, which is how you understand about the whole elite society thing, and you understand that the parasite is what used to be your character at the start of the game, the one you play as who falls down and then he gets the gunk on him, and then he wakes up and now he's just this weird, grotesque abomination. You know, that sort of stuff, obviously you can understand that because it has some good visual clues about it, but you know, I can't tell you what the machinery is. I can't tell you what the, you know, that he's trying to get to this place, this utopia, whatever. I can't tell you what the utopia even is. It's just another place. I can't tell you what world they're in. I can't tell you what the tower is called besides the tower. Another thing I read online, and I'm not sure if this is 100% true or not, but apparently there isn't even like a proper story to the game. Apparently all the stuff that's happening is just like a fearful nightmare going on in someone's head. And come on, like that's a bit ridiculous. If that's true, I'm not sure, but if that is true, I mean, yeah, you can have stuff where it's all just a dream and things like that, but it really invalidates a lot of stuff, you know? Especially when you create such an interesting world. It's not like just our world where there's a zombie apocalypse or something. Like it's a whole entire different world. Like there's a lot of stuff you could do with that, but oh, damn it. Oh. But the book does explain stuff and the locations and the creatures. Yeah, I mean, I probably could go online and look at another channel or look at the art book online and get all of these details, but I don't know. It's like you mentioned in your previous comment, like, why should it be on me to try and find this third-party media that explains stuff from the game, you know? Which is a shame because, yeah, it was in development for ages, from what I can tell, nearly a decade, and after all that time, like, I was at least expecting the game to be a bit longer, but it's like, if all of the gameplay mechanics worked really well, and I didn't keep getting stuck in death loops constantly, I would have finished that game in like 3 hours. So it's like, on top of not having a lot of good story elements like built into the game itself, it's also not even very long. And I mean, I guess that's the problem with walking simulators. There isn't really a lot you can... What's going on here? Have I messed this up? Probably. But yeah, I don't know. I'll what about that? Is that good? Am I missing some? I think I'm missing something very obvious. I'll get to it in a sec. But yeah, Scorn is just I think that's the sort of game that needs a remake or a reimagining. Because at the moment it's mostly just a concept game. But The view withdrew. Hello. You're the second. You're numero dos by the looks of things. Thanks for joining. Yeah, like I say, you can make some very nice wallpapers with it. You know, it's got a very the graphics and
I hope you understand how
damn
badly
it.
my adventure might have ended had I not been as careful as hell.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've played this game or played shooters, so sorry about the gameplay. But yeah, it's good for wallpapers. That's about it. Yeah. Why are we in slow? Are we? Sorry, this is the first. This is the first stream on YouTube that I've done, so I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure on what to do in terms of settings. Is this the right way? I don't know. Maybe next time I can sort it, but this is like the first time I've done it. So if it's not an amazing stream, that's my bad. I'll have to look at it next time and make sure this doesn't happen again. So yeah, sorry about slow mode. I assume you're talking about the comments. Yeah, I'm not sure. I will fix that for next time. Where the hell am I supposed to go? Somewhere over here. So yeah, Scorn art design. Actually, can I change? I don't know if I can change slow mode at the moment. Oh, okay, hold on. Right, I think I did it. Yeah, there we go. Like I say, I'm still learning the settings, so... Is this it? Is this... Ah, okay.
Luckily, I found a cave, and as I made
Yeah,
my way
Scorn,
back to the
good
bridge,
looking
I saw
art,
something
good
that
looking
concerned me.
atmosphere.
It was a
but-
long burning fuse.
Yeah,
and it was moving
for a
fast as
game,
hell.
it needed...
I had to catch it.
It really did need more more gameplay to it. Yeah, walking simulators in general, unless they've got like a really good story,
I almost had it, but
unless I've
no.
heard like really good things about them, I usually just try and... Ah, terrific. I usually just try and ignore them, but I decided to give Scorn a chance because I was stuck in bed, so it was just the Game Pass and that was on it, so...
I thought I was gonna have a coronary when I lost sight of those sparks. My heart was pounding like a sledgehammer. I knew that failure meant boom. Then, finally, at the last moment. Whew. Of course, I was successful, or clearly I wouldn't be talking to you folks here today. Naturally, I removed the
Yeah,
last dynamite
it's not really my
charge.
thing.
Well, it was a touching
But
reunion.
yeah, I'll
But by this time, I was thoroughly exhausted
I
and
need
dragging
to,
my ass as I was not a young man anymore.
I need to watch Ahsoka, apparently. Since I imagine you check out the MCU, what do you think is their best movie and what is the worst? Oh, best movie and the worst. Oh, best movie. Well, I mean, for me, like, if I had to look and analyze, like, the media, I'm not entirely sure what the best would be, because obviously,
Or more precisely, they found me.
you've got like subjective and objective taste, and it's, so for instance, what you call it, Batman and Robin, that is like, objectively, that's like a terrible film. Like the story and just some of the stuff that happens in it, like, yeah, that's a bad film. But I just love it because it's so goofy. So I would say the best for me would be probably Guardians of the Galaxy 2. That you know, there's a lot of good emotional moments in that. The plot is, it's a simple plot, but it carries a lot of weight to it, especially towards the climax. Good CGI, good acting, good humor. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is probably my personal favorite. In terms of worst, ooh, that's
Just when I thought things couldn't get
I mean,
worse,
it's definitely got to be
Big
something
Curry
out
opened
of
up on me with a
Phase
goddamn
4 or
Gatling
5.
It was hidden in this tunnel and pretty well shielded.
Let me think. So you had Black Widow, which was a film that really should have come out like ages ago and had a much better plot. Apparently, well, who'd you call him who plays Red Guardian? David Harbour, I think it is. He said that it was being rewritten as they were filming it, which isn't exactly the sign of a good film. So yeah, you had that. What came after that?
Luckily, I had located some dynamite.
Was it Eternals?
Still, however, had my
Did
work
Eternals
cut
come
out
after
for me.
that? That was pretty bad. But I don't think it's the worst thing I've seen. I just think that it needed a bit more time, really. But what came next? I'm really trying to think. Yeah. So apparently, David Harbour said that recently in an interview, as they were, I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Just I'll sort through this boss fight in a bit. But yeah, apparently, when they were busy making Black Widow, when they were on the set, rewrites were happening like all the time, and that's why, especially towards the finale, where you know all the payoffs and all that are supposed to be coming together, like that's why the film is just like a bit of a mess. So yeah, that was bad. Eternals again, it was bad, but it didn't really tie into anything else, so it's just a standalone sort of bad, you know what I mean? It doesn't ruin anything else. God damn it, what am I supposed to be doing here? Let me check actually, while I'm here, let me have a look. So MCU for so films. Shang-Chi. That was alright. It's still got problems, but I think the action choreography was pretty good. The acting was decent, I guess. Wasn't amazing. I can't really think of anything that stood out for me, but it was alright. Yeah, it was an alright film. That's the best I can say about Shang-Chi. I am interested in seeing more of his character though, so that's something good, I guess. And then Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, that's got a lot of good acting in it. It's got some I'd say it's got some pretty decent action in it. But again, it's the plots and oh god damn it, it's the plots and the character writing really. Oh yeah, I mean, like I say, Eternals. It's to be fair, yes, there is a celestial sticking out the planet, but it's like there's only so much that you can put into the film. You know, you can't have a film that drags out forever when it's got a lot of loose ends to wrap up, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I don't think the plot is great, and like you say, there's like just a celestial that sticks out the planet now, but I'm probably more annoyed that none of the other projects are mentioning it. Like yeah, it's annoying that they, you know, that's like part of the stuff, but it's the climax. They need to wrap up the film, so if they don't tell you immediately what happens with the Celestial, that's fine. But the fact that we've had so many other projects that like just gloss over the fact that there's a massive stone man sticking out is I blame them more for that. If that makes sense. Also, I guess, yeah, they were told not to interfere by their gods. You know, it's, I don't know, I guess if your god told you not to interfere in something, can you really be blamed for that?
And that's when I met Kid Curry himself. He had decided to stop pussyfooting around and deal
yeah,
with
they
me
could have had it
personally.
fused back into the planet, I guess, but again, maybe they were gonna set something up with that, or maybe they wanted to add it into like the world building, see how other characters would react to this thing, but it just seems like no one else has taken that opportunity except for maybe, I think She-Hulk mentioned something, but
I was just a bit faster.
yeah, none of the other ones had.
And as he lay wounded,
You think Doctor
I
Strange
demanded to know
would-
the whereabouts of Roscoe Bob Bryant. He
Doctor
shouted at
Strange
me.
would take an interest in
Is that
that.
what this is about? Bob went with Butch and Sundance to South America. You ain't never finding him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, oh god damn it, you're right. I'd need to do a rewatch of Eternals, because yeah, I totally agree that yeah,
He shouted at me.
it's probably it's still bad. I remember it being bad, and when I rewatch it, it's probably going to be a lot worse than what I thought. But
you ain't never finding him.
Yeah. For world building, I guess it's probably worse than what I think it is. But in terms of like the story it's telling throughout the film, I think that's probably not the worst in Phase 4. But yeah, I'd need a rewatch. I'd need to rewatch that because I'm not 100% sure on it. So yeah, after Elementals, there was No Way Home. Again, good acting. I think the fight scenes were pretty decent.
Well, I found Jim not long after my
I think in terms of nostalgia stuff,
he was riding with the James
I think
Did I neglect to mention
I think it did a good job with that. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Elementals. Yeah, it's because that film just came out. Eternals, yes. Yeah, I need to rewatch Eternals. But yeah, so after that, No Way Home, it does nostalgia good, I think, because it actually has it be part of the plot. It's not just something that shows up for people to look at and go, that's the reference, you know. The villains are doing stuff, the other Spider-Men are doing stuff.
That's one hell of a payday.
But yeah, it's still they do assassinate Doctor Strange a bit. Well, actually quite a bit, to be honest. So yeah, they assassinate him, and then yeah, the plot is just it's kind of all over the place. Like, Strange is such a responsible individual, and then he just doesn't help. He doesn't do things in a responsible way, and yeah, that's just bad. Yeah.
Now wait a second. How'd they stop this train in the first place?
Well, the James boys were experts at this.
Oh, I do love the
They hopped
Western
the freight train, having heard
poster
there was a
aspect
big
of this.
payroll in the express safe. So I hopped the same train. The James Younger gang was decimated after that little fiasco they had in Northfield, Minnesota. So Jesse needed more men and took on the killer I was after, along with a host of others. I was hoping to find my man and put a bullet in his head. Climbing around that train, I must have swallowed 100 damn bugs before I
The
reached
James
that...
Younger gang pulled the first train robbery west of the Mississippi.
Sounds like you hold them in high regard.
Everyone knows they were the most famous outlaw gang ever.
And you took them all on by your lonesome. Again. I'm finding this all a little hard to swallow, friend.
Well, maybe you need to wash it down with some whiskey. By the way, did I mention that that train was flying down those tracks like a bat out of hell?
You ready for a belly full of buckshot?
Anyway, excuse me, Ben. Where would I find the gentleman's facilities? Suddenly I have an urgent need to drain my one-eyed snake. Well, I've had more than a few drinks, and I've been sitting here for quite a spell.
Sorry about the gameplay.
Right
It's
through
just,
there. Let me show you.
Oh, it's been a while since I've
You think he's bullshitting us?
You don't think he's
since I
Silas
played a
Greaves?
first-person
I think
shooter.
he's just some old
So
drunk looking for some free liquor.
if it's not the best, then whoops.
I don't know, Jack. I think I believe him. You don't think he met Jesse James?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That story makes no sense at all.
Jack,
I mean, you gotta be 2 bricks short of a load to believe that cock and bull story.
I don't agree.
Jack, lay off the
But you
bull.
seriously think that tired old man went toe-to-toe with Jesse James?
Well, that's better. Did I mention that this Jim was married to the infamous Belle Starr? Of course, I didn't learn that until later. Anyway, I made my way forward the best I could. Around the sides, over the roof. At some point, some sumbitch saw me and shouted out, "It's a damn Pinkerton!" Now, I never worked for that limey cocksucker, but I guess they assumed I was one of his assassins. Those evil bastards firebombed Jesse's mother's house and killed his stepbrother. So it's no wonder each and every asshole on that train wanted me dead.
Everybody's always mistaking you for somebody else, aren't they? Why is that, I wonder?
Don't rightly know, Jack. I'm just telling you how I remember.
I bet you are.
How do I get up? Alright. But yeah, I'll have a World War Z video coming out, and probably is a Five Nights at Freddy's one. What other projects that I've got? A
I
few
came
others.
across a flat car piled high
Don't
with
wanna
logs and had
give
to
too
come
much
up with
away,
a
but-
creative way to make my way forward. I wondered if I was ever gonna find the front of that train, or the bastard I was after. Jesse hired a damn army after Northfield. Guess he didn't want to be outgunned like that ever again. Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Oh, god damn it.
Right about then, I was attacked by some asshole on a Gatling gun.
Yeah, seems like you run into a lot of them.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
Yes, I did. Now, I don't remember how I took it out. It was either a bullet or dynamite.
Where would you find dynamite?
Does it really matter, Jack? You're messing with the flow of the story here.
Oh, god damn it. Oh. Right, well, this section's gonna be tricky, I can already tell you that. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I'm happy with how my John Walker / others video has gone. It's done surprisingly decent. I think some of my points could have been better. You know, a bit of self-destructive criticism after seeing the comments. Could have been. I think I could have defined what I was going for a bit more. But yeah. Is there a Marvel character that you'd like to appear / reappear? Well, I would love to see. Oh, God damn it! I'd love to see Ghost Rider again. I mean, Ghost Rider is such a good character, such an iconic character. I honestly think it's a shame that Nicolas Cage's oh me, I think it's a shame that Nicolas Cage's film did so bad, because I think the overall idea of what they were going for in that film was so good, but yeah, it could have been handled better. But yeah, I'd like to see Ghost Rider come back. I know he was in. I know there was technically 2 Ghost Riders in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I don't think that's canon anymore.
Asshole?
Gatling guns.
It was so one of them is apparently Johnny Cage, who shows up for a little bit just to help the other one out, and then
You're messing with the flow of the story.
I think the other one's called Robbie Reyes or something. He drives a big muscle car, which is, yeah, I like that idea that it's not just a bike. It could be a car, or in Nicolas Cage's other Ghost Rider movie, it's that massive excavator. I'm really sorry. I don't know why. I get all my names mixed up. Johnny Blaze. Yes, that's who I'd like to see. Not Johnny Cage. Well, I mean, we need Johnny Cage because he wasn't in the other film for some reason. But Johnny Blaze. That would be. Yeah, that would be great, to be honest. I think just have him meeting all these other powerful individuals on the big screen would be that'd be very cool. I can't remember which comic it's from, but I remember seeing a panel where Hulk full on smashes into Johnny when he's in Ghost Rider form, and it just doesn't do anything. I imagine seeing that on the big screen. But yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I was looking for Jim and shooting any son of a bitch stupid enough
I
to
think
get in
Nicolas
my way.
Cage is a bit old now.
And that included Jesse James
He's
himself.
obviously he's not super old, but I still think he's, because that's the thing with these cinematic universes, they want younger people in so they can get more movies out of them. But yeah, that sounds about right. Having Nicolas Cage as a cameo sort of thing.
We sure were a lot of men determined to die that day.
And then having some new person in. I think that's probably the way to go. So yeah, Ghost Rider. That would be my pick.
It was then that Jesse detached the express car from the rest of the damn train.
I'm actually quite annoyed
Jesse waiting
that
for me, fixing to kill me
Blade
so he could get away with all that
isn't
money.
progressing anymore.
You had a showdown with Jesse James?
Of course he did.
I mean, that thing's
Everybody
been in
knows
development
Jesse was
for,
killed
like,
by Bob Ford.
Yeah. Jesse went out like John Wesley.
3 years,
Coward
4
shot him in
years.
the back of the head.
Guess it doesn't matter
And it's
how
just
far you
not.
run, does it?
Apparently,
man?
it's not going to happen
Your
anymore.
past always catches up with you.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, but I mean, with Silver Surfer, you've really got to have Galactus alongside, and Galactus is a very, you know, at least when he's initially encountered on Earth for the first time, he's a very big
I didn't
threat.
kill Jesse James.
So
Just
you
wounded him
need,
bad enough to convince him to hang up
in
his
order to
guns.
have
What about that Jim fella?
a Silver
happened to him?
Surfer
I
character,
figured he
you
was
need
up front with a
Galactus
gun to the
basically,
engineer's
and
head.
I just don't think they knew.
That bastard slipped away again.
Previously
I'll tell
they
you
had
how it got.
Thanos, and then
But
they just
first I
didn't
need
really
to wet
know
my whistle.
what to do now in Phase 4 and 5, especially now that they're focusing on the multiverse and stuff, but I'm sure we'll get Galactus as soon as they figure out
After my showdown
how
with
they're
Jesse,
actually going to
I
make
continued to track his brother.
their
Fighting that
Fantastic
son of a bitch
Four film, because
I followed those
that's
bastards
another
into the
thing
high
that's been a
mountains as they
nightmare.
were going
Blade
around.
and the
What mountains
Fantastic
would
Four
that be?
film,
Somewhere
like
in
they
the
got
Ozarks,
announced
I believe.
like
Perfect place
3
to
years
hide
ago,
out from the
and
authorities. In fact,
Blade,
before I
they
could
couldn't
find
even
them,
they couldn't
some
get the
Indians
script
who
down,
fled to Juarez were
and
hiding out from the military
Fantastic
found
Four,
me
they
first.
can't even
They probably thought I was a
start
cavalry
to get
scout.
people
Didn't want me
cast in
telling the
it,
military
so
where they were.
Engines?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but
I'm sure
there was
once
all
they
sorts of renegades roaming the
and I mean now it
landscape
looks like they're cutting back on the amount of content they're making, because they're just I read somewhere recently that shareholders are not happy with the amount of money Disney's lost through these streaming shows, so yeah, I think it might be, it's probably going to be on hold for a little bit longer. Just hopefully we'll get a good
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben?
casting
Nothing
for
better to
Doom,
soothe the troubled soul.
because I think the original Fantastic, well, not the original, but like the 2004 2005 one, that was a good casting for the Fantastic Four, but
Where was I? Indian
yeah,
tribe.
Doom in that one and in
I had more than my
Fan
share of
4
run-ins
stick,
with the Red Man.
just
Like that time.
I don't think we've
Did
had
I
a good
tell you
Doom
about
casting
Grey
yet.
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I could still remember that old medicine man's words.
Oh yeah, I mean
Christ, we're back to
Deadpool.
that again.
I mean I think
You carry great darkness in your heart.
I don't think the two films are as great as they could have been, but I still think they're fun, enjoyable movies to watch.
You will come to
And
this place again
you know,
and kill many
Ryan
more
Reynolds,
men.
he's very passionate about it. Hugh Jackman, he's always been passionate about playing Wolverine and that. So yeah, I think we're gonna get. Even if it's not the most well-made film, I feel like Deadpool 3 will have at least a lot of heart put into it. And yeah, I think we'll still get some great performances. And yeah, it's I always go a little easier when the acting is good. Like for instance, in Multiverse of Madness, if the rest of the cast put in as much effort as Benedict Cumberbatch did, like, no disrespect to them, but like, he very clearly like clears everyone else in that film by a mile. So, you know, because that script's all over the place as well. As soon as they mentioned like incursions and that as being like a natural thing in the multiverse, I knew that was going to be bad.
Let me ask you something, babe.
Oh yeah, Colossus. Like, in those films, that's a huge
Mr. Greaves,
step
are you
up.
all right?
Like, no disrespect to no disrespect to the original actor. It's obviously it's not his. You know, he wasn't in control of what was going on with that character and stuff. But I still enjoyed that one for what it is. But yeah, Deadpool Colossus really really feels like, you know, a comic book Colossus. You know, just this big hulking titan. But it would be nice to see him out of costume, so to speak, you know, because so far we've only seen him as metal. So it would be nice to see his human form. You know, see him interact with normal people and stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed. He's a very good sort of contrast to Wade and what he does.
Me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me. Nothing.
Yeah, I hope. I think he's in. I think it's been confirmed that him and Negasonic, they're gonna be in. From what I've heard,
I finally did
the only
down.
person who's spoken about it who said they haven't been contacted has been
any poor soul who came anywhere close.
the actress who played Domino. She said that she hasn't heard anything about it, so I don't know. And obviously they started filming. We've got the set pieces and that, so if they've made it that far into production before the writing strikes shut everything down, then I don't think she's going to be in it.
He backed off as I closed in on him, but he was still intent on killing me.
Oh, come on, how was I supposed to see that? Yeah, so I'm sure Deadpool 3 will be enjoyable. Even if it's not the best, but we'll just have to wait and see, because obviously
he backed off again, looking for a better angle.
Can't really do much at the moment. Oh, I didn't know that. They were made by the same people.
Hell, I can't fault Frank.
That's
for
cool, I
wanting his
guess.
revenge.
I mean, I enjoyed her in
Damn reason myself.
Deadpool.
At this point, I'm
Deadpool
guessing
2.
you think Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever
You know,
was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers.
It was very funny watching
We're just looking for justice, sir.
watching that parachute scene.
Is that what it was?
I mean, I was a little bit annoyed because
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
I think Terry Crews. I don't know. I just enjoy Terry Crews. So seeing him doing stuff in the trailers, and it's like, yeah, let's see Terry Crews doing stuff, and then
Luckily, I had some dynamite in my
he gets killed off
On your person.
A few sticks, just in
quite
case. It's
abruptly.
always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember.
What happened?
Yeah.
He smashes into a what you call it? He smashes into a bus, I think. It's a shame, but it is what it is. There was a good gag, I guess. So no, hey, no worries. It's nice to have someone to bounce off, you know, because that's my biggest fear with streams, that I'll just be sat here in silence. So it's yeah, I'm not really gonna complain, you know. It's nice to have someone to discuss stuff with. But yeah, Deadpool is it's definitely an improvement for Wade over X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
They picked
Yes,
they picked a hell of a film to try and set up their Origins sub-franchise.
25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life. Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will. At this point, I just don't give a shit.
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
But
You want Reed? Have at him. I never did like that bastard.
yeah,
Done
it's
here.
what else is supposed to be coming out?
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down.
Oh, the
hill.
Thunderbolts. Was it even? So the villain. So I've only heard rumors, really. Well, so official stuff that I know is that Owen Wilson's in it, which means that he'll be playing Morpheus or Mobius, whatever his character's name was again. He'll be playing that with the TVA. That's pretty much been revealed, so I think they're probably going to be like the overarching villains, because obviously now the TVA is in control by one of the Kangs, so I guess they're like a multiversal threat now.
No wonder you're so ornery.
And then on the rumors, the rumor side of things is that
while you're off providing for the family, she's
apparently
for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she
apparently
was to me.
Deadpool's gonna go to the universe that Wanda
It was
went
then
to,
that the last bunch of bandits
where the
jumped out
Illuminati are. So he's going to go there after the events of Multiverse of Madness, and then they're going to find out that because Charles died, Magneto came in to sort of like take over from the world's heroes, and apparently he's going to be a lot worse at the job than Charles was. And so yeah, he seems to be a minor villain, I guess. But yeah, it looks like the TVA and I guess just a lot of the multiversal stuff in general that's gonna, because that's the main thing, the multiverse. So it makes sense for it to be the TVA and Mobius, or whatever you call them. Well, not Mobius directly, but yeah, Kang, I guess. But yeah, we'll just have to see. Doesn't look like it's gonna be finished anytime soon. But oh yeah, I mean I'm not sure if you've watched it, but on my channel there's a video for there's a video about Ant-Man 3 and like the multiverse in general that I made to just kind of point out just
Eventually, it was
how
just
none of
me
it
and
seems
Reed.
to make any sense.
I had waited a long time to face him down.
You know,
so I could
because
repay
especially
him for what he did to my
I think the
brothers.
biggest nail in the coffin for this multiverse stuff was that they decided to add incursions into the mix, which to me feels like, you know, they've just taken something that was in the comics and just randomly placed it in. But yeah, it's because the incursions basically makes it so that people can't cross over for long periods of time. Otherwise, the barriers between universes collides, or whatever it was. But the thing about that is that it just ruins any sort of unique kind of interactions that people might have. You know, because sometimes in the comics you'll get a character from another universe who's stranded in yours, and you get to see how they play off. Oh, this dude is really starting to annoy me. But you get to see how they play off with both the alternate version of them and with the other alternate versions of the people that they know. So it's very interesting. But with incursions, if you're not even allowed to cross over for a long period of time, then damn it. Yeah, I mean, Spider-Verse, at least it
waited a long time to face him down, so I could
at least that
repay
does
him for
offer
what he
a
did
way
to my brothers.
to have these people crossing over and seeing alternate versions of themselves and all that stuff, which is good. And obviously that's how you get... damn it. It's like how you get the opening to... Across the Spider-Verse, where you've got like an alternate version of Vulture. You know, that's very cool and unique. But oh, yeah, we're gonna be on here a while, sorry. But yeah, Spider-Verse was enjoyable. I don't think it's 10 out of 10. But the thing about the new one is it's difficult to judge on one part. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's you know, if you look at other live action versions, I mean, the closest you've got to sort of you know, Miles has a lot of like confidence, and he's got a very artistic side, and at the same time he's very smart. And I think the closest we've gotten to that has been Andrew Garfield's version. Yeah.
I had waited a long time to fix him
Miles
down,
was.
so I
I like what
repay him
they're
for
doing
what
with the
he did to
characters
my brothers.
in that story. But yeah, it's difficult to judge because it's a two-parter, so any criticisms I might have an explanation. Oh god damn it. Finally.
Repay him,
Ooh.
I did.
That took far too long. Have you played Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions? No. That's the one where it's like 4 different ones. I know that. No, it seems cool. It seems like a very enjoyable game.
It's too
But
damn bad you never
yeah,
found that
I
Bob
haven't
character.
played it.
Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that,
I
I did have one more chance.
What
at it.
games? To be honest, I've only played, in terms of Spider-Man games, I've only played the
6 months ago,
Spider-Man
I heard
3
Butch's son
video
dads
game
were back in
adaptation.
the States and had gathered up some of their old gang.
I haven't played the Amazing Spider-Man games, I haven't played any original games.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, you play as 4 different ones. Yeah, and they've all got their own play styles. I know like the premise of it. It's just I myself have never had
4
the
years
chance
I'd
to
waited get my hands
play
on
it,
the last
but I
of
have
my
heard that
brother's
it's
killers.
got
Not even an army of demons.
it's got a
could
good
stop me now.
reputation. But yeah, hopefully I'll what's going on? I killed him. All right, I'm being
Both
shot
Johnny
at. That makes
Ringo
more
and Jim
sense.
Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again.
Right, I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one,
I don't know. One day I
Roscoe
might
Bob
get.
Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again.
Oh yeah, Edge of Time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've
By
seen
now,
that one
he
as well.
had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
Again, they all seem
That thought had
interesting.
indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Yeah, maybe in the future I might play them,
Thirst for
but
vengeance turned me into something
at the moment
worse than the
I'm
man I was after.
quite busy.
By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than
Yeah,
Bob
I'll have to
Bryant
give them a
ever
check
had.
out. I don't know if any of the Spider-Man games are on backwards
I was
compatibility,
furious
to
as
be
hell at
honest.
that
I might
bastard
have
for making me
to
who I am.
get a
A
360
man with no family,
again.
no friends.
And yeah, the new Spider-Man, that looks interesting.
Been after that killer forever. From the time I rode
Will be
with Billy the
interesting to
Kid.
see how
That chapter of my
how that
story
goes
you
with
already know.
a more
Chapter of that
seasoned
fairy tale, you mean?
Peter getting the
Suddenly it was
symbiote.
1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town, dead almost 2
And obviously
decades.
Miles is going to be with them, so it'll be interesting to see them bounce off each other.
The town was falling apart, just like me.
But yeah, there's a lot of Spider-Man stuff I haven't played, so maybe in the future I'll get the chance to do that.
But I wasn't about to call it quits. Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I
Well, we
started
don't really
so
know.
long ago.
We don't
Mr.
really know
Graves, are you
what's
all
going
right?
on with it at the
Would you like
moment.
some water?
The Wild Bunch
It
knew
does
I
seem
was
like
They were after a
Norman
treasure they'd hidden
Osborn
before
is
they
using
fled,
it, and he does
buried in the grave
have
of a dead amigo. Some folks
yeah, it
think
is in the
town
lab,
haunted,
and it's
so
been
they figured there wouldn't be many
used.
people poking around.
It seems to be used to keep Harry alive, I guess. But at the moment, there hasn't been a lot revealed about it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. To be honest, I'm not that fussed about the change. I think originally, don't quote me on this, but I think originally, the first time we saw Peter in the black suit and all that, the black suit was a thing that Reed Richards created, so don't really mind that that's the path they've gone for. Where am I going? But yeah, we'll just have to see how things develop. I guess that's the benefit of having a world that's progressed longer, but there's still a lot of events that haven't happened yet, because it means that new characters who wouldn't show up in the timeline for a little while, you get to see how they react to
intended
stuff,
to fill that grave with Bob
like how Miles
Bryant's
is going to
corpse.
react to Peter
But like I said, the bandits knew I
and
was onto them.
Peter getting the
They
symbiote.
lured
So
me in and hit me with everything they had.
one thing I thought was interesting about that game is Reed Richards seems to have, from what I remember, I think it was from like the first Secret Wars, or Secret War, whatever it was. Reed had. So I think the original idea was that Reed created the suit for Peter, and then later on, obviously Peter starts to notice he's going through stuff, and he takes it back to Reed, and Reed's like, yeah, this is a living thing. So they sort of like retconned it, but it was a good retcon. I look forward to the day when we get a good on-screen Venom. That would be nice. No disrespect to Tom Hardy, I love him, but the writing isn't that great. But yeah, the game seems interesting. Seems like they're taking it in different directions. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing with comics. You have all these characters and events that were created like ages ago, so it's a bit of a hassle to even remember that stuff. Are you kidding me? You know, most of the time people just say, "Oh, Stan Lee did it," or "Jack Kirby did it," or whatever, but
you obviously prevailed.
I just wish we, yeah, a live action Venom that's good would be